Hey there, everybody. I was sitting here contemplating if this is a topic that I wanted to do or not. And I find myself this morning in a feeling of the word choice that was being used yesterday was stunned, but I don't know if stunned is necessarily the appropriate. It's a very, I don't know, it's just a surreal, that's probably the right word, surreal feeling this morning. And I sit here and I was thinking about the depth that I've experienced over the course of the last few weeks and how depth just keeps expanding and going deeper and elevating, and how beautiful and how fucking terrifying depth can be. And, I was thinking about just relationship and what I hear from people over and over again of how they don't feel that they are being seen by their partners, how they don't feel felt, how they love their partner, but there is still this void in the connection. And I was thinking, how badly we all deeply crave depth in relationship, that we don't want just surface relating with anybody, truly. I mean, yes, there's those people that we have surface relating with, but in those close relationships with our family, with our close friends, and especially with our significant others, or the people that we are dating or seeing, or that we are contemplating, being in longer term relationship with, how we want depth in those relationships, that when we get into the start of a relationship, how we want to dive deeper and deeper and deeper and get to know every facet of somebody. And we're completely entwined in them in different ways, and they are just like this mystery, and we're gaining all this knowledge about them. And that is one kind of depth for sure, where we are consistently inquiring and getting to know and witnessing, watching them, and wanting to reveal ourselves as well. And that's beautiful. And that is definitely part of that courting process, or the beginning part of friendship in general too, right? But there's something more to depth than just inquiry and getting to know somebody. There is this level of connection that can only really be experienced when two people come together, and it is just an energetic connection. Many years ago, I was very big into Kabbalah and studying and learning all about the Kabbalistic ways. And there's this book, I was actually looking at it for resources to kind of share with you guys, but there's this book on reincarnation, which I do believe in reincarnation. If you do or not, doesn't much matter, but this is what this book is on, and it's called Wheels of the Soul. And I was just looking to see, because this book, I feel like I'm living this book right now in a lot of different ways. But there is so many things that this particular book talks about the connection between male and female, about the connection between two souls coming together, and what is felt, and the level of depth that you can come at from that soul perspective, where, that book is talking about soulmate connections in particular, and how to find your soulmate. And we use this term very loosely in our world, as far as like, oh, I'm looking for my soulmate, which means what? I'm looking for the one. I'm looking for the significant person that I just feel completely matches me. And if you don't believe in reincarnation, that's totally groovy too, but we're still looking for that match, right? We're looking for that person that it just seems like we're so in alignment to, that we can't even express how aligned we are, because there's really no words for it. And then you find yourself sometimes, occasionally, in these situations where you are in a aligned relationship with somebody, and you find yourself going deeper and deeper and deeper, and your heart is expanding, and you are growing as a human being, and you are looking at long-term life and what is going on at back. And I know that recently what I've been doing in this current relationship that I'm experiencing all this depth in, is that I've been looking back through all my previous relationships, and I've almost can see the synchronicities as to why I had to be with this person, and why I had to experience this relationship, and why I had to experience that relationship, because they were all leading me to the relationship that I currently have. And it is that that right there, that's part of the depth that we start to look at when we get closer and closer with somebody. And can you say, like, if you're looking at your relationship, can you see how you dated that person prior and how maybe there was characteristics there? Maybe there was lessons that you needed to learn so that you could fully connect and get together with the person that you are with now. I know that I have a few people in my life that talk about how they met somebody and then years went by and, they didn't get together with that person, timing, whatever the person was, maybe the person was married at the time, but they connected, there was a feeling, years go by, and then all of a sudden they find themselves just coincidentally running into each other. And now it's like the stars have aligned, but what has really truly aligned is their vibration has aligned, which is what it all comes down to, is that every single person that comes into our life, especially that soulmate relationship that we can call it, right, is going to align to us when we come into alignment to it. So what we're looking for here is that we're looking to adjust our frequency, our vibration, to match that we are desiring. Now, granted, you may not know who your soulmate is, what vibration they are, but I can tell you that soulmate relationships, high vibrational relationships, okay, those true matches, they are high frequency. They are not low frequency. Okay, so this is where we start to look at the different issues in our life. Am I a needy person? Am I a codependent person? Do I have a lot of jealousy issues? Am I looking at, am I very reactive in my life? Those are those lower frequency, lower vibrational things that we have to learn to work through in ourselves so that we can start to attract those higher vibrational relationships as we mature from that energetic soul perspective, from that emotional perspective. And that's what creates depth, because we're not going to be able to be very deep in a relationship if we are reactive. And that reactive nature, I think of Stephen Covey here. Are you reactive or are you proactive? Well, he's definitely on the line of like, we're having those deeper relationships to be more proactive. Reactive nature in general, in anything in life, is not going to serve us at all. Reactive nature creates that ego-based 1% reality reaction where we are so quick to make judgments. We are so quick to, I feel attacked, so I'm going to attack you and I'm going to react and it's your fault, your fault, your fault. That puts everything outside of yourself in control of your life, of who you are, of what you're feeling, versus feeling who you are, being in alignment to you. And if you're looking at the depth in relationships and you're looking for the one, or a good, deep relationship, long-term relationship, true love, whatever you want to call it, if you're looking at that, or just even a good, solid friendship or business partner, because we could translate it over to that too, that reactive nature is not going to serve us. Right? We are going to want to be proactive. We're going to want to, what I refer to as, hit the pause button, become the witness of the situation, become the witness of self. Notice where those things rise up, but don't just speak it out and go into attack mode. Because when we go into those attack modes, what we're actually doing is becoming the victim, right? We're turning over all of our power to outside sources. And that's what that reactive nature is. And that's that ego state of living, of being. So depth is a beautiful, beautiful thing. And it is an extremely vulnerable thing. And, and here's where we get scared of it. We talk the big game of, I want truth. I want authenticity. I want, unconditional love. I want deep connection and intimacy. I want the person to see me, to feel me, right? I want to have this beautiful connection, this depth, but that's all vulnerable, right? Because the deeper we go, the more we are seen, and that means that we are being extremely raw and living in our truth, which means there's no hiding space. And when we get into that level, there is this piece, which is definitely stirred from ego again, where there's this doubt that comes in. And doubt is definitely one of the biggest players in our ego. We are prone to it, each and every one of us. And what doubt does in this situation is it has us start looking at relationship and start going, well, is that true? Are they really feeling that way? Are they really there for me? Do they really see me? Are they actually playing games? Can I trust them? And all of our old programs start to come up, and those old fears and programs from past relationships, from different things from our childhood, starts to rise up and makes us question this depth that we are feeling, right? And that gets into that scary ground, because now we're trying to armor up against the depth, against the intimacy, the vulnerability, because it is so edgy, because we're not used to it. In truth, what we are used to is surface level relating in our relationships all around. It is all surface based. That's where, we had a workshop on Saturday. We're talking about intimacy and sexuality and connection and everything. And one of the things that in sex alone, because it was a sexuality workshop, and I was trying to explain to everybody that it is about connecting, feeling your partner, being, get this, present with your partner. Well, you can be present and you can look your partner in the eye and you can see them, but are you being present in your thoughts and in your feelings towards your partner? Well, that right there, that creates that depth, right? And often what we're doing is we're looking at what should I be doing? When we're fearing, what are they thinking? What are they feeling? What are they? So we're more concerned about what they are doing instead of where we are at, which is where we should be in our presence. And as I was explaining to the group on Saturday, that if we really want to have deep connective sex, if you really want to know where your partner is at in any given moment, especially since that was a sexuality class, working on sexuality, but even in conversation, even in their day-to-day, it's more than just asking, how was your day? Or, how are you doing? Or something like that. It's actually being consciously aware of the energies that we are picking up from that person, and then questioning within inside ourselves, is that true? Because a lot of the times we could be thinking something, fearing something, and misread our partner, misread that other person, and go, oh, I think that they are off in their energy. I think that they're stressed. I think that they're not, they're angry at me. I hear that a lot. Oh, I think my partner's angry at me. And the other person will say, I'm not angry. I was just stressed about some work stuff, right? So there's that feeling there. And then we work that into a spiral, and that creates that separation. But if we actually leaned in and breathed into that situation and really got familiar with our partner's energy and with their like little micro expressions and different things that they're doing, maybe we could pick up on different things a little bit more so, and realize, oh, that's stress. That's not detraction from me. Okay. That is actually stress over something. Well, what are you feeling stressed about? Right? Asking those questions. It's not second guessing necessarily those initial gut feelings, because our bodies do tend to tell us things on the front side and we just disregard it. Right? So maybe you have that feeling in your chest, but you don't know how to read it. And this is where that presence level with self, the depth with self, can come in, because that helps us read our partners as well, the other people in our lives, and to actually get more familiar with self. But here we go again. What is that? That's vulnerability with the self. That means that we have to be raw with ourselves. And in truth, the majority of people that I meet don't want to be truthful with themselves because they're not too happy with who they are, the choices that they're making, the lifestyle, the relationships, the thinking, the feeling. They can't look themselves in the mirror and really say, I love myself. But until we can do that, we can't really experience depth in a relationship either. We will have that surface level relationship, because what those things do is makes it where we can't go deep with somebody. We can't feel at those levels because we're in the what are they thinking? We're in the fearing, we're in the doubting, we're in that 1% world where ego controls. We're not in our soul-based feeling and thinking and viewing of life. We're not in that connective witness state. Fear, and I come back to this statement, and I do encourage you that as you whether you're looking at your relationship today or you're looking at past relationships or future relationships, the things that you say, the things that you feel, the things that you're doing, anything, before making a commitment to speaking it or acting on it, to ask yourself, is this coming from a place of love or fear? And, or you can say, is this coming from a place of, alignment or doubt? Because a lot of people don't like the word ego, right? But if you use fear or doubt in there, or if you say, oh, this is a doubt-based thought, a scarcity-based thought, then you can be assured that it's not in alignment with your soul. You can be assured that that is something that is not truth-based, because your soul is not fearing. Your soul is not living in scarcity. Your soul is not living in love. Your soul knows exactly the direction you're supposed to go. It knows that those feelings that you're having, that might be doubt or fear, anxiety, that's feeling right there. It's telling you, oh, I'm not in alignment with me. Okay? It's not that I'm not in alignment with that person or that event. I'm not feeling aligned to my soul, to God energy, about this or this or this. And that's what we have to keep in mind, because that's where that depth comes in. It always comes back to self. It always comes back to depth and rawness with ourselves, truth telling with ourselves. And then from that point, we get to experience the truth, the connection, the depth with another. If you've got a relationship that you feel, oh my goodness, this is just unveiling to me, this is, just really coming at it from a whole new level of connection, then I encourage you to really lean in. Don't run from it. If you're not in a relationship like that, ask yourself why. Ask yourself, why am I scared to lean in? Why is it not okay to lean in here? Why, if I'm not being received from my partner, then what's really going on with it? Is this relationship really truly aligned to my desires, to my heart? Is it offering me everything that I want in life, in love? And ask yourself, why am I so scared of vulnerability? Why am I so scared of connection, true connection? Why am I accepting such a surface level relationship from anybody? And then lean the fuck in and go deeper. Get real with yourself and stop worrying about all that stuff that other person might be thinking or feeling, or how they might be perceiving you. But instead, just come back to your heart space, come back to your alignment space right here. Feel there what feels good, what feels right there, and go with that. I see a whole bunch of people popping on here. And Ninja's on here. Thank you, Ninja, for posting stuff. Local people, we've got in January, I think it's January 9th, I want to say, something like that. I am teaching to start off the class. I'm starting off with the Tantra integration workshop, where I kind of show off my magic, do all that kind of stuff, and show how energy really truly works, which, guess what, requires presence, which requires coming out of space of love and being able to connect to self. Because even in energetics, so all you body workers out there, if you're stuck in your head, you're not really doing good energetics, right? But to really teaching how can we come into ourselves, how can we feel, and how our thoughts and our feelings transfer over to others. It's a beautiful, beautiful class where, yes, it is a little magic show. And there is definitely, I show a little bit of non-touch orgasm and how to create that in self and in others. But the biggest piece is that we all are energetically powerful. We are all energy beings. And this workshop definitely shows that to everybody. So if you are local to the Dallas-Fort Worth area, make sure that you click on the link in the comment section. I believe it is there. If not, message me or I'll put it in there. It's on my website at www.kendalwilliams. You'll see it bouncing around. There is limited space with all the COVID stuff. Unfortunately, we are limited to only 16 people for this workshop, and it has sold out many times in the past, so I expect this one to sell out as well. So make sure that you grab your seat on that, And yeah, things are changing in 2021. I can tell you that. I'm not going to make any big announcements right this very second. I'll wait until the new year, wait until get through Christmas. Maybe I'll make the announcement from Colorado. I don't know. But I do have some big changes happening for me, happening in my coaching business with my business. So get ready, because 2021 is going to be absolutely fucking phenomenal. And a big growth year, hopefully for you too, because I know there's going to be a big growth year for me. I'm going to lean the fuck in. Thank you, Leon, for saying that. Lean the fuck in on life, on your heart, on your soul, on connection, on vulnerability, because that's where it's at. You want that fuck yes life? That means that you have to lean in and really, truly be vulnerable to it. You have to reveal yourself to it, because you're not going to get fuck yes with surface relating. You're not going to get fuck yes when you are living in this, just this state of, ooh, that person is attractive package, or ooh, that job has this much money offer, but they don't offer anything else, right? The present of connection, the present that we are looking for, of depth, of vulnerability, of intimacy, all that kind of stuff. It's actually inside, underneath any of the nice wrappings and bows. Okay, so we've got to get past all the wrappings and the bows and the outside perception of something, and we have to go deep inside what we're wanting to really truly see if it's there. But that means that we have to reveal ourselves. So lean the fuck in. Get vulnerable with self. Do a little bit of presence work with self. If you don't know what that is, reach out to me. We can work through that. And as always, remember, you are worthy of a beautiful fuck yes life. You are worthy of the love, the money, the health, the time, the travel, the connection, the well-being, the feel good. Life is meant to support you. You were supposed to be living a happy, easy flow life. You're not supposed to be struggling. You're not supposed to be fearful. Those things are not of the Creator. They're not in alignment to your soul and to any of our souls. So let's get out there and make 2021 a year where you're in alignment, where you are living that fuck yes life, where you can say, I feel fucking phenomenal, because that's what you're supposed to be feeling. You're supposed to be powerful in who you are and aligned to source energy. I love you guys. Remember, stop existing, start living, and I will catch you tomorrow with another Conscious Coffee.